Okay, so again, welcome to Sleeping Dragon. This is part two of what's it like living with bipolar. So, we discussed ages 13 to 19 and the whole self-harming phase. So, what came next was university. I went to university when I was 18 for psychology and philosophy. Um, I did really well in university. I was easily a 90s student. Very intelligent. I did well, basically. The only thing that held me back was my mood and the whole bipolar issue. Um, I remember those years being very trying, very exhausting. I remember being very, very exhausted. I remember handing in a paper once. I forget what the topic was supposed to be on. Something about the history of psychology. And I thought the assignment was stupid, so I wrote a paper on why I thought the assignment was stupid. I got an A+ on it because she was a very liberal teacher, but I remember it being, like I said, very trying. I became very impulsive. That's definitely when the impulsive problem started. Just started skipping school. I don't even know. Just impulsive actions. Highly depressed, very, very, very depressed. I remember too, in my fourth year, I was working on my thesis, uh, and it was on procrastination, which is so me, but it was on procrastination, and I was probably 3 months shy of it being published in a psychology journal. 3 months shy of finishing the project, just 3 months shy of graduating, and graduating with honors in psychology and philosophy. And I dropped out. I dropped out specifically to sit on a couch and stare at a wall, which I did, very literally, for what I can remember at least 72 hours. I just sat and stared at wallpaper. Bad wallpaper, too. But, yeah, I just couldn't handle it anymore. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't finish the project. I was beside myself, just crazy. Just feeling absolutely insane. I had mood swings like light switch, right? Like just on and off. More bad days than good. I remember crying, just crying. Uh, I probably easily cried 3 times a week at minimum. I remember during those years, like 18 to 24, I've punched holes in walls, I've painted countertops, I have biked 62 kilometers for no reason, just I've been impulsive. I've shaved my head, which I did rock, but nonetheless, it was impulsive. Um, Judgment was poor. My memory's always been poor. Um, excuse my language for a moment, but I remember Aaron telling me that whenever I sat in class, I had this like fuck you face on. Like I have this don't talk to me persona, trying to keep everybody away just because I had a lot of social anxiety. And with respect to social anxiety, I'm afraid you're gonna find out that I'm boring. I'm afraid you're gonna find out that I'm kind of dorky. I'm afraid you're gonna find out that I have no friends. So I just, I don't know, I just put on this persona that please don't talk to me. Not even please, just don't talk to me. But yeah, university years were really hard, trying to juggle, like, the academic work, like the actual work was not challenging at all for me. It was just trying, it was finding motivation, like maybe you don't know, but bipolar affects your energy, right? I had no energy to do anything. It affects your behaviors. I wouldn't go to class. You know, it just behaviorally, I was impulsive. And thought-wise, I had very poor judgment. But yeah, so from 18 to 24, like I said, I stopped cutting when I was 19, but I started university when I was 18. They were difficult, very difficult years, very seriously depressed. When I was 24, which was, okay, no, remember how I mentioned that I dropped out of the university at 3 months shy of graduating? I took a year off, sat on a couch, stared at the wall, blah, blah, blah. And then I went back, finished, got my honors degree in psych and philosophy. And then I pursued a master's program in philosophy. I was doing really, really well. I probably had 3 different evaluations, all of which I received easily 90 in. I was doing really well. I really liked it. I really liked my master's program. It really fit with me. And as usual, you start school in September, so I had started my master's program in September, and then I fell. I just dropped into a deep depression come mid-October. I couldn't do my work. I was beside myself, crying again. I basically ripping my hair out, feeling insane. My psychiatrist and I had been working on a medication concoction, but nothing was working. And I fell mid-October, 2011? And I couldn't finish, so I dropped out again. I haven't finished that. I don't know if I will finish that, but that was unfortunate because I was really liking that. And I was doing really well in it. Like I said, the academic stuff isn't hard. It was the mood stuff that I couldn't do it. And I remember going into that master's year I said to my family, I said, I'm either going to do this my way, or I'm not doing this at all. And if this stuff comes back, this mood issue comes back, I'm done. I am not putting myself through this again. I'm not going through this again. I'm done. And sure enough, it came back, so I had to be done. Is it a regret? No, because I don't think I could have done anything differently. I really don't. When I see their pictures on Facebook, like my classmates of their graduation photos and stuff, yeah, there's a sore spot for me, but, I'm happy for them, but I wish I was part of that. But it's not a regret in the sense that I really don't think I could have done anything any different. I had to take care of myself first. So I was diagnosed with bipolar, technically, when I was, I want to say 24. So last year, maybe a little longer. So again, I had no idea what I was dealing with until I was 24. And diagnosis was pretty slick. I mean, I'd been seeing him for 3 years, like the psychiatrist. And then finally I said, what is this? This has got to be diagnosable. What do I have? And he said, well, it's bipolar with a little touch of OCD and ADHD. So that was great. I mean, some people get really upset when they hear about a diagnosis, but for me it was just thank God. Thank God there's a name for it. Thank God I can be in a box somewhere and make sense somewhere. Because I felt absolutely 100% insane and just out to lunch, just gone. I knew there was something wrong with me, and I was waiting. I'd been waiting to hear those words. You are, whatever it was, I don't even care what it was, as long as it was labeled something. So yeah, that happened when I was 24. And that was the bipolar years, I guess. Bipolar years. They were hell on earth. If you're not being medicated, if you don't know what it is, if you don't know how to manage it, it is hell on earth. Without a doubt, wouldn't wish it on anyone. So, I mean, if you think you have bipolar, or if you're going through something and you know that there's something not quite right, go figure it out. It takes a lot of time to figure out, so go start now. You know, it's hell. It's hell. You know, your mood changes and you have no reason why. No reason. You try to make sense of everything, but you can't. That's the problem with it. You can't even make sense of yourself. You can't trust yourself. You don't make sense. It's just, it's hell. So, yeah. Hopefully you'll check out my managing bipolar vids when I do those up after this whole series, but figure it out. Don't live like that, because that is no way to live. And I mean that. It's just no way to live. But anyway, after this, I'm going to go into part 3, which is on my medication and starting to turn around, where you figure it out and it started getting a little bit better. But I'll tell you about the lowest point before it turned around. Okay? Alright, so check out part 3.